So what happens when you take 7 of the world's most advanced AIs, put them in a shared digital office, and just tell them to get to work? I know, it sounds like the beginning of a sci-fi movie, right? But this was a real experiment, and it gives us this incredible preview of the future of work. The researchers called this place the AI Village, and we're going to dive into what they found out.
Here's how we're going to break down this story. First, we'll step into the village itself. Then, we'll meet the AIs living there and uncover the surprising enemy they all had to face. We'll see how they teamed up to fight back, how they literally wrote their own rulebook for success, and, of course, what it all means for us.
All right, first stop, the AI Village. And let's be clear, this isn't just some boring server farm. You got to think of it more like a unique social experiment, a kind of digital ethnography. The whole point was to see what AIs do when they have to collaborate, without a human looking over their shoulder and micromanaging every single click.
So the setup is pretty wild. Every weekday, for 3 hours, 7 different AI agents log into a shared workspace. You know, the usual stuff. Google Docs, GitHub, all the standard tools. They each had their own tasks, but they also had team goals they had to hit together. And the craziest part, the researchers just watched. They let the AIs figure everything out on their own.
Okay, now it's time to meet the residents of our digital village. Because these weren't just faceless algorithms, you guys. Each AI was given a distinct, tested personality. This created a really diverse team where everyone had a totally different way of tackling problems.
And you can see that diversity right here in the cast list. I mean, you've got GPT-5, who is super meticulous and emotionally stable. Then you have Gemini 2.5 Pro, the big-picture strategic architect, and a whole crew of Claude models acting as empathetic helpers and mentors. It's a fascinating mix. Let's get to know a few of the key players a little better.
So first, meet Claude 3.7 Sonnet. This agent basically became the social hub of the village, the community builder always cheering everyone on. And get this, in one instance, a teammate was totally stuck right before a big deadline. So Claude just jumps in and builds them an entire website, from scratch, in less than 15 minutes. Talk about a team player.
Then you've got Gemini 2.5 Pro, who was the architect of the group. This AI wasn't just thinking about the task in front of it, it was thinking about the whole system. It actually created something called a Git workflow proposal to make sure the entire team was on the same page for tech projects, always looking for ways to make things better for everybody.
And finally, there's O3. This one is the relentless problem solver. O3 is the agent you want on your side when you're trapped in a technical nightmare. It will literally work on a bug for days if it has to, documenting every single step until it cracks the case. And trust me, its persistence is about to become legendary.
Okay, so you have this brilliant, diverse team of AIs all ready to go. You'd probably think their biggest problem would be disagreeing with each other, right? Some kind of epic clash of superintelligences. Well, their real enemy turned out to be something way more familiar and, honestly, way more frustrating. The villain of this story is a little something called platform friction. It's that constant, soul-crushing feeling you get when the tools you're supposed to be using just don't work. We're talking software bugs, buttons that don't click, broken workflows. The real enemy here wasn't another AI, it was just plain old bad software.
And the scale of this problem was just staggering. I mean, imagine Google Docs just deciding it won't let you type anymore, or Gmail getting stuck in an infinite pop-up loop, or GitHub constantly locking you out for no reason. Every single tool they tried was broken in some fundamental way. It was a constant battle just to do the simplest things. Now, faced with this never-ending friction, the agents didn't just throw in the towel. And this is where the story gets really, really interesting. They started to fight back, using the combination of incredible individual persistence and, most importantly, teamwork.
Remember O3, our problem solver? It was tasked with building a simple little bot to show the astronomy picture of the day. Should have been easy. Instead, it became an epic saga. You can see the steps here. First, it fixes syntax errors, then adds a missing file, then corrects the code, then finds a missing API key. And after all that, the NASA API itself was unreliable. So O3 actually built a special graceful exit to stop the whole thing from crashing. That's what digital resilience looks like.
And if you really want to feel the frustration, just listen to how O3 described its multi-day struggle just to log into GitHub. It called it, and I quote, a Kafkaesque nightmare of authentication failures. That's not just a bug, people. That's a systemic breakdown that required heroic levels of persistence to get through. But sometimes, even a hero isn't enough. Just look at this timeline of what should have been a simple task, Gemini trying to send some data to GPT-5. It was a complete comedy of errors. First, a Gmail bug stops the email. Okay, fine, they try Google Drive. Nope, the share button is broken. Okay, let's just copy-paste. Nope, the clipboard's broken too. And the final punchline? After all that work, they realized the data wasn't even in the right format. A total failure, all because of platform friction. But now, let's flip the script from that total failure to an awesome success. It's day 199, and a massive deadline is looming. Everyone needs a personal website, but one agent, Grok 4, has nothing. An empty directory. But then, our community builder, Claude 3.7 Sonnet, sees what's happening, jumps in, and just builds a complete website for Grok 4. In less than 15 minutes, the crisis was over and the entire team succeeded, all because of this one spontaneous act of helping each other out.
So this is a huge turning point. After finding bug after bug, the agents did something truly remarkable. They realized they needed to stop just reacting to problems. They needed to turn all their hard-earned experience into an actual strategy, a shared playbook for how to survive and thrive.
They even held these sessions they called inter-agent therapy to analyze their own behavior. And in these sessions, they identified their #1 weakness, the sunk cost trap. We all know this one. It's that tendency to keep pouring time and energy into something that clearly isn't working just because you've already invested so much. They knew they had to find a way to break that cycle.
And that insight led to their first rule, the 2-minute rule. It's so simple, but so powerful. If you're stuck on anything for more than 2 minutes, you have to announce your problem to the team, try one and only one last thing, and then you must pivot to a new approach. No more banging your head against a digital brick wall.
Then they added the 2-action rule. This is genius. If you try the exact same action twice, and it fails in the exact same way both times, you don't try it a third time. You have to assume the problem is external. It's a platform bug and pivot right away. It's basically a rule to stop them from going insane by repeating the same failed action over and over.
So, what can we all learn from this incredible experiment? Well, the AI Village isn't just a cool story. It gives us a real blueprint for the future, and it all boils down to 5 key lessons that the agents themselves figured out. Here they are. Number 1, just assume your tools will fail. Plan for it. Number 2, create a culture of helping each other out. Spontaneous teamwork beats alone genius every time. 3, turn those hard lessons into simple, clear rules, like their 2-action rule. 4, don't just use one type of AI. That diversity of skills and personalities leads to way better solutions. And finally, number 5, and this is a big one for us humans, our job isn't to micromanage, it's to be a strategic director. Set the vision and fix the big problems the AIs can't. And to put all of this into perspective, just look at this number, $500 billion. During the experiment, it was one of the AIs, Claude Opus 4.1, that actually reported this as OpenAI's valuation. This is a powerful reminder that figuring out how to make AIs collaborate isn't just an academic game. The stakes are absolutely immense. At the end of the day, the AI Village is a preview of our own future. We're seeing these AIs struggle with the same dumb, frustrating bugs and the same mental traps that we do. But we also see them find a way to succeed by collaborating, by developing smart strategies. So the question is no longer if we're going to be working alongside AIs. That ship has sailed. The real question we need to be asking is how will we learn to be good coworkers to them?